The coming of the railroad set in motion the beginnings of the town of Greer. In 1871, the Airline Railroad surveyed the route to connect Atlanta to Virginia. The railroad paid James Manning Greer for a few acres for a depot site, as well as for the right-of-way across his farmland. Greer sold his land to W. Terry Shoemate, who subdivided it into lots. A small three-room train depot was built, and William Clark Bailey became the first agent at the station. Since locals often spoke of going to Greer's Depot, the U.S. Postal Service chose Greer's Depot, South Carolina, for the postmark on the mail, leaving the new post office in the station. On March 25, 1876, the city was incorporated as Greer's, South Carolina. In the early 20th century, the S on Greer's disappeared. Merchants, doctors, and teachers were quickly drawn to the small town along the railroad. Area farmers gather on market day near the railroad tracks to sell and trade goods. The Airline Railroad became the Southern. The small depot was replaced with this fine station in 1910. The G.S.&A. Railroad was planned to serve Greenville, Spartanburg, and Anderson, and work began on the depot near the Southern Station. The G.S.&A. Interurban Electric Railroad became the Piedmont and Northern. When this depot was completed in late 1913, the railroad advertised travel for a penny a mile. The railroad offered inexpensive travel for everyone. Locals said that the P&N stood for poor and needy. It was an electric railroad until the early 1950s. Cotton fueled the economy of Greer. Local businessmen gathered by the train station to celebrate the first bales of the season to be shipped from Greer. The railroad created a favorable business climate, and men such as John D. Wood and his cousin J. Terry Wood had a store along Randall Street. Seeing a need, John Wood began the Woods Mortuary on the second floor of the store in 1902. On Trade Street, the Wood and Mendenhall Hardware sold everything from feed to wagons and buggies. In 1916, the Greer Observer announced the opening of Smith & Vaughan, an exclusive, up-to-date gent store. Owners were Thomas L. Smith and Vaughan, a Greer farmer. In 1919, Vaughan sold his share to M.D. Don James. Smith & James Men's Store has been a fixture in Greer ever since. School teacher Miss Anna Green ended her 1896 History of Greer with this prophetic note: Greer's future is full of hope and promise.